tight. Guard the doors both day and night. Passwords strong like shields of gold. Love and wisdom shared in bold. Protect our circle, keep it clear. Online shadows lurking near. Guard your fire, don't let it slip. Family strong with cyber tips. Fishing lines and waters. Don't let them pull what you keep. Links they shine, but traps they weave. Trust your heart, don't be deceived. Protect our circle, keep it clear. Online shadows lurking near. Guard your fire, don't let it slip. Family strong with cyber tips. Every click we take, be wise.
Are you worried about your child's first email account? In just minutes, you can give them a safe, monitored inbox and peace of mind for yourself. Here's how to do it the right way in 2025, okay? Welcome to Family Cyber Tips Daily, where on Mondays we focus on cyber security and cyber safety. We also help you protect your family online, one simple tip at a time. Today, as I've mentioned, we're looking at how to set up a kid's safe email account because their first inbox should be safe and not scary, okay? Let's look at why it matters, all right? Email might seem harmless, but it can open doors to spam, strangers, and even phishing scams. And that's why setting it up correctly with filters and parental oversight is really non-negotiable, okay? We're going to focus and sort of breaking it down because we're going to look at several email platforms, particularly designed for kids. And when we do, I'm going to focus on just one, and that's just because I've some experience using that, okay? It doesn't diminish the importance of the other platforms. Important thing for you to note is that there's one that Lawrence has used and he's recommending it for all sorts of reasons, okay? So I've told you why setting up the first email account for your kid matters. Now I'm going to show you some email platforms. I'm just going to show three, okay? And the top email services for children. And I want you to kind of focus, okay? Because it will go by very quickly, all right? So the three best email platforms for kids that I'm aware of. The first, the one that I'm going to demo, will be Toco Mail. Toco Mail for kids. It is designed for kids with parental or parent-approved contacts. And that's very important, as you'll see when we unpack it later on. A second will be Zoho Mail. That has a family plan. It offers moderation, and it also offers filters. A third will be Gmail with supervision. And that's the typical Gmail that you know that you get from your app store, okay? Some that you can also get access to it via Family Link. And this will allow you to monitor usage and control settings, okay? So we're going to focus on Toco Mail. And I'm going to use the opportunity to show you how to set it up as a parent. I typically don't do this until when we have live Q&As, but I'm inspired to do that just now, okay? In case you've just joined, we're talking about safe email platforms for kids. We're now just going to focus on Toco Mail. Toco Mail is a kid-friendly email service that is designed to provide a safe educational, and fun communication environment for your children. Okay? So we're going to break it down. I'm going to go to the iPhone. If you've been here for more than a minute, you know that I only use the iPhone, and I urge those who have different, phones, the Google, Apple, Android, and all that. If you put enough information or a request for me to unpack Android and Google approaches to this, by all means, I'll do so. Otherwise, it's just the iPhone, okay? Because that's all I have. Okay, so we're going to look at the iPhone. And honestly, I'm going to go all the way. We're discussing best platforms for kids. So the one that I am unpacking is Tocomel. Forgive me for going on a little bit, but it's important that we establish that right from the get-go, all right? So I'm going to the iPhone. Let's see. So the iPhone should show us something like that, okay? So to actually get you going from the start, you have to go to the App Store on your, Apple phone. And for some reason, it's not allowing me to show you, but believe me, I am clicking on the App Store. That's the App Store, okay? Now, when you go there, go to your search. And that's the phone. I'm using the phone, okay? And you're seeing my phone on the screen. So I'm going to type Tocomel. It should show up because I've been there obviously before, but Tocomel, and it should show us email for kids like you see there. So I click on it, okay? And again, you see when you go there, what we have there like a cloud with an arrow pointing down, yours will just say get, okay? It will say get. But for me, because I've downloaded it and deleted it, I have a cloud, icon there. So I'm going to click on the icon. And for you, that will be opening or installing and then giving you the open button. So once you do that, you do get, we're now on the same page. You have open Tocomel email for kids. So we open it. And you can't see the message again because the screen, because I'm here. And okay, you know what? So that you will believe me, let me take myself temporarily out so you can see. Can you see there? So that's the message that you will see. If you're just joining, I am speaking. It's me. Believe me, trust me. But Tocomel is saying that it would like to send me notifications. Do I want to allow it? Of course I do. So I click on allow. Okay, thanks for all those who are sending in likes. The Lord bless you. Okay, so this is what we'll see. And it says sign in with Apple. And then it gives you the email and password. And that's you, the parent. Okay? Still want you guys to see my face. Some reason it does register. So you've got to put your email and password. I'm going to take that away since I've started it. So I've already been there. So I'm going to log in. There's no harm in you seeing the actual email address. I don't mind that because it's closely monitored. Okay. And then I'll put in that's beautiful that you are not seeing what I'm typing because I had to make sure it wasn't showing. Things have really moved on. In the early days, as I'm typing that, you're seeing it. But security has improved no end. Okay, so I'm logging in. Once I'm done. Okay, so you can see that it says you logged in as a parent. I was too slow there, but ultimately that's what it's saying. Okay, and then it gives you, basically you're seeing at the moment now, you the manager of the account can see everything that your kids are getting up to. Okay, you have contacts there and you can, create contacts. If your child says that he or she wants to speak to, a can't mention a name, but they want to speak to someone that you know, you can now click on the plus button and add the account. So you are creating contacts. You are the one creating contacts. Of course, this works for appropriate kids, kids of an appropriate age. A kid who is, say, 16 will struggle with mom and dad doing this unless they are used to it happening. But if it's their first email account, I'm assuming, and it's safe to do so, that they are maybe under 10, slightly maybe 11 or 12. And you getting involved at this stage, don't forget that this is not the be all and end all of accounts, but it's a training ground for what will come later, like the Gmail, the Outlook, and there's several, forgive me for not mentioning them, but the bigger and better accounts that exist. But this gives them, just like YouTube Kids, it preps them for the big thing, okay? But the reason why this is important, and I'm going to share those reasons shortly, is because of, I'm going to share them shortly. So just hold fire. Let me see if there's anything else that I can show you. Quarantine messages, just to give you an idea what that does. I'm going to hide myself again. By quarantining images or messages, basically it prevents your child from seeing content they are not prepped to see. So you are involved in making sure that you've seen and read the email before you allow them do it. Of course, they don't know you're doing that. But once you've read it, then you can release it and then it will show up in their own email account and very clean because you've said so, okay? And that's important. Like I said, it's a prep. Of course, for some of us who think, this is so managed. Yes, it is. But your kid doesn't know that. Your kid is seeing an email from a new friend, but a friend that you know about because you've managed their contacts and vice versa. Let me speed this on. But ultimately, I'm hoping you're getting the drift. So in terms of creating the account, that's basically all you're doing. Of course, there were questions it asked me, which I didn't share with you. It will ask me for the name of the child. So you give an appropriate name. So let's assume that it's north.com. So it will be child@north.com. That's the child account. You, the parents, now have moderation privileges or admin rights over that account. And you can manage the things I've just mentioned, like contacts, quarantining messages where appropriate, and things like that, okay? But once you've created the account, and it is a subscription, it is not free. It allows you test it out for free for 7 days, but ultimately after that you pay £2.70 or so per month for your child to gain some experience with sending emails and all that. But honestly, for me, I totally recommend this. You notice the account name that I've given it. Again, I'm going to hide myself. I've given it littleedem@tocomail.com. That's obviously a bogus account, but that's what it allows you do. It allows you name the account so that you can manage the account. You basically just have access, okay? Now, I think I've overflogged that somewhat, but you can get the idea of where I'm going with this. It's their account. They can now see and manage it as they see fit, but with you controlling behind the scenes. Remember, it's a prep account for something bigger like Gmail, Outlook, and whatever it is that Apple do. But ultimately, they'll gain enough and a lot of experience using this first. In the real world, someone else will be managing the quarantining of their messages. Someone else will be ensuring the security and the privacy of their contacts, which will be Gmail if it's Gmail. But I'm demoing it as if I'm the one managing the email platform. So you can see how this is prep, okay? So please, I don't have any partnership or they're not paying me to tell you to take them on. I've just tested it and it works, okay? Now, after this, I'm going to delete the subscription. I just wanted it to be free selling so that I can show you after this podcast or episode. I'm going to go and cancel the subscription for me because at the moment I don't have a child who fits that bill. Okay. All right. I think that's enough information about Tocomel. But let me just share some of the benefits. Okay. It's important that I do that so that I convince you more. Okay. So please listen up. I'm going to go through it. There are lots, but I'm just going to go through it very quickly so that you are okay with Tocomel that I'm recommending. All right. So one of the benefits for parents and caregivers for certainly Tocomel will be parental control dashboard. So it has a dashboard which you can, let me go here, which you can use to monitor who your child is communicating with. And that will be a benefit. Gives you an opportunity to approve or reject incoming and outgoing messages. Puts you in the driving seat. Allows you also to set up trusted contacts. So you're involved in who it is they're adding to their contact list. And why does this matter? You're going to find that I'm going to be always justifying why these benefits are important. It reduces the risk of contact with strangers, spam or online predators, okay? It makes email communication as safe as possible. So that dashboard is really a thing, all right? A second reason why this tool, Tocomel for kids, is awesome is that you get a safe contact list, you know, like a white list and black list, who can communicate with my young one and who cannot. That puts you in the driving seat again. You know, children can only send and receive emails from pre-approved contacts that you have been involved in. Unless a message is reviewed and approved by the parent, it ain't happening. That puts you, you know, gives you the control. It matters because children who love freedom, it will give them the freedom to communicate within a safeguarded circle while giving parents peace of mind. And I'm sure you treasure that, okay? Another reason why Tocomel is highly recommended will be that it gives you a quarantine box for unknown senders. And with the state of the internet, this is a beautiful thing to have. Emails from unknown or unapproved contacts go straight into a quarantine box where they are held for you, the parent or caregiver, to review. Why does this matter? This acts like a filter and firewall, ensuring that nothing inappropriate reaches your child unchecked. And I can tell you for free that this is what the Gmails and the Outlooks and the Apple equivalents do for us when we add those features, you know, onto our own mail, like Gmail, okay? This is important. Another thing, which will be the fourth, is simple and fun interface for kids. All right? Tocomel has a colorful, like you saw, intuitive interface designed with children in mind. It includes fun drawing tools, stickers, and avatars, okay? Why does it matter? It makes email fun and approachable. You know, kids are easily turned off, all right? So it encourages kids to learn communication skills in a creative and age-appropriate way. I'll pause at this time to ask you to like this content if it's adding value to you right now, okay? And if you have the luxury of sharing the content with a family friend whilst we're live, please do so, okay? Again, I'm thanking those who have already done that, when I prompted it last time. Another thing that makes Tocomel awesome is education-friendly environment that it provides, okay? The benefit will be that children get a chance to practice typing, spelling, and digital etiquette in a real world context. Of course, remember I said this is prepping you for the big thing. Why does it matter? It helps build digital literacy, safe communication habits, and confidence with using email for school and family connections or communications, okay? Another that I would throw in will be mobile app for parents, okay? Parents can manage permissions, view quarantined messages, and approve contacts on the go. You know, because it's mobile friendly and you can do all this, you don't have to be in front of a computer. You know, you simply use your smartphone and you can manage all that your child is doing with the email account. Again, why does this matter? It provides real-time control and responsiveness, even when you're away from your child's device, okay? Another, I did say that there are two more, so please forgive me. We're soon there, business end. It doesn't have any ads, okay? And there's no inappropriate content to worry about. Tocomel is ad-free and built to avoid the clutter and risks of regular email services, okay? Why does it matter? Children stay focused, not distracted. Stay focused and protected from marketing, tracking, or exposure to unfiltered content, okay? I'll give you a bonus, and this is consistent with the reason why I'm bringing this up anyway. And the bonus is that it's a transitional or a transitioning tool. Tocomel helps ease your child into using email before they graduate to platforms like Gmail or Outlook, as I've mentioned. And why does this matter? It acts as a training ground, a place to build confidence, skills, and responsibility before they're exposed or before engaging with the broader digital world, okay? I hope I've convinced you to take this on. I did say that they're not paying me to do that. What we do on the platform is test these things out and, you know, look at what it does, what value it adds before recommending it. I have done it, so I'm recommending it, okay? I hope that has brought you some value. All right, so let's go to the next section, which is as important, and that's a step-by-step setup, okay? I have demoed this already, so I'm not really going into too much detail. I'm not even going to go to the phone as I've just done now. I'll just speak it out and hope that it resounds, or at least you get to understand. So first and foremost, Tocomel is one of many. I did give you two other ones that you could gravitate towards, but evidently it means you've got to choose your preferred platform. I'm saying Tocomel is tested by me. If you trust me, then, and I believe you do, choose Tocomel, but choose your preferred platform first and foremost. And while setting it up, you're going to have to use your own email, like I did, to create and link their account. So know that you will require the login details because they're going to ask for it, or at least your email address. So have that to hand. After that, the third step will be to enable filters for unknown senders, spam, and adult or inappropriate content. Tocomel affords you that. You'll be able to enable those filters adequately. And then the fourth will be to add yourself as an alternate recovery and address. Because if let's just assume it happens, they forget their details or login details and they're urged to change, the details, they're not going to send, you won't have access to the original account. So the email has to be designed in such a way that it comes to you. Okay, so if you add yourself as an alternate recovery option and monitor the inbox activity, it works in your favor. Okay, and then the fifth will be teach your child to never open unknown attachments or click on strange or is a term I use, unsolicited links. links that you're not expecting. So you've got to teach your kids to do their due diligence, which is just don't open, okay? Anything you don't know is not for you. Ask mom, ask dad, okay? And so that is a summarized step-by-step setup approach, depending on which platform you choose, email platform you choose. I have recommended strongly Tocomail. Okay, so I'm going to give you a bonus or two, just some bonuses that will help us drive this home. Okay, some tips. What ones would I send your way? Create a list of approved contacts together. You know, we're very strong on making sure that you involve your young one. So you're not force feeding or they're out of the picture and you just say, okay, daughter, son, this is your email account. Anything they've not been a part of seems to fly over their head. So please create a list of approved contacts using the information that your child gives you, like, Mom, I don't mind this person. I don't mind that person. I'm friends with this person, not friends with that person. So you know what contacts to, put on her account or his account, okay? Another tip would be to role play how to respond to suspicious messages. And you can see how that will be fun. You send them an email and put, an unnamed link, for example. So you attach a file to an email you're sending him or her, and you name it in such a way that it looks suspicious, and you tell them, can you see what's, dodgy or unusual with this email that you've just received, albeit from dad or mom, and see how that pans out, okay? A third will be to check the inbox together weekly as part of your routine. That will certainly shame a lot of parents who don't read their emails, If you do this, I can promise you as a parent and caregiver that you will now be forced to read your messages, as a monkey see, monkey do. Just balance it up. And that, for me, will give me so much joy and give the child so much joy that mom is leading, dad is leading from the front, okay? Those will be the bonus tips, and I'm not going to overstretch it for the sake of it, okay? It's important, really important, that we take heed. A kid-safe inbox isn't just about safety, okay? It's about building trust and responsibility. If you want more family tech tips like this one and the many that you've been exposed to over the months that we've been doing this. And interestingly, I had an opportunity to speak to a close friend, and it's been 4 months, Every day, every weekday, we've been able to do this. And this can only be a good thing, So please, if you have family, friends, and needless to say you do, even acquaintances, please send this information to them, okay? I have mentioned that you like the content if it's been of value to you. Join us every evening on Family Cyber Tips Daily, okay? I've been your host, Lawrence Edem. Until tomorrow, the bank holiday is kind of confusing me. But until tomorrow at 6 p.m., God bless and goodbye.
Our home is sacred, keep it tight. Guard the doors both day and